Refresh. What's going on? You know what they say, better late than never. I can hear myself. Wait. Check. Yeah. It's probably just because, that makes sense that it wasn't sending because the stream hadn't started yet. I actually went to get on at 9:02, 9:05 whenever I set it up. And I had to run an errand real quick, so push me back 20 minutes. I swear. Marissa, what's going on? Bro, what's going on? Leah. Tim. Bina. Cruz was popping. Michael Phillips. Jacob. How do you feel about Cincinnati, Ohio? Snowfall wise? Well, we're taking a look at the national blend right now, so doesn't look too great. What is the latest Euro like for you guys? Probably not much. The Euro's really underdoing snow there. Yep. I think that the GFS, I know like 18 different YouTube weather people put out videos like, massive collage of winter storms is coming to continue to slam the Midwest and East. I refrained from that because I just didn't have confidence that we were going to see this like big barrage of storms continuing. At least we're going to get some snow through the Midwest and back out in the Northeast. Yes. But everyone posted videos the last couple days because they were staring at the GFS dumping like another foot of snow in the Northeast. And I just haven't been buying that. I haven't been buying it. If I make a video about it, it's because I actually think it's going to happen. Not for views. But we'll talk about it. We will. That Bob was that guy? Windy City, Dave. Oh, Lord. All right. I feel like my hat's too tight. Is it tighter than normally is? Did my head grow? I just all over YouTube the last couple days seeing everyone talk about this massive and over X, seeing people talk about this massive barrage of incredible winter storms and heavy snow is headed back. I don't know. I just couldn't. I mean, I saw it on the GFS. I saw it try to show up on the Euro. None of it has ever looked threatening to me. This is the most threatening looking thing here, and we're talking about 120 plus hours out still. This would probably end up being a sloppy storm, though. So, but we'll get into it. Let's let a couple more people hop in here. We got a lot to talk about. Also, there's two other things going on to me that are way more significant than the snowfall the Midwest and the Northeast is going to see. One is a second major sudden stratospheric warming event. You typically only get one a year or one every 2 years. It's very rare to get two major ones in a single year. That happens every 2 to 3 years. Longer than that to get two major ones. You can get two sudden stratospheric warming events every in a single year every 2 years, but two major ones are pretty rare. This one looks incredibly major. I mean, we'll go over the winds and everything like that in a second. This looks like ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about a wind reversal and then just no winds at all. We could end up with a big snowstorm in late March into early April. I don't know what to tell you. If somewhere where it shouldn't be. I've been saying that for a while, though. Severe weather. Severe weather. Severe weather. This is what our analog's seeing. As we get into the second week of March. A little bit ahead. A little bit of time until then. But we're in February. There's only 3 more days left in February. So, 10 days. Yeah, I agree. Here you go right here. This is our top 5 analog for severe weather. March 5th. This isn't too far away, about a week away. Yeah, we've got some impressive analogs for precipitation. Here you go. Chances of getting over 3 inches of precipitation. Some people are pushing 40 to 50% in here. As we move forward, lots of rainfalls coming for portions of the Dixie Alley, Ohio Valley, which I believe we're having some drought issues there. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's interesting to see. Obviously, a big warm-up's coming for the beginning of March. I've said it, though. Do not be fooled, my friends. Do not be fooled by the warm-up that's ahead. Obviously, the Northeast is going to stay cool for maybe, I don't know, 7 to 9 more days. We'll call it that. 6 to 8 more days. I don't know, something like that. But this bad boy, and this is on the 18Z, 6 days out. Did I do my math right? Yes. 6 days out. What a split. What a split. And it is inevitable. Major Arctic air is heading into the mid-latitudes in March. Whether it be mid-March, late March, early April, it is up in the air. This has kind of been stalled and pushed back further and further. This happens sometimes. Sometimes they happen quicker than you think. My best guess is around March 20th. We start to feel the effects of this. That's my best guess, around March 20th. And it could get so cold in the last week of March that even though we're going to be so warm for the beginning of March, or maybe even call it through the first 20 days, we could end up with below average temperature anomalies for some people, I think. That's how significantly cold I think it could get at the end of March through the beginning of April. I already told you guys what I think. A big warm-up's coming. Lots of severe weather. For the first couple of weeks of March, we're hot. We're severe. I like what the 12Z of the Euro is doing. It wasn't agreeing with me before. It's agreeing with me now. Hot and severe. Look at all the severe weather. Severe, severe, severe. That's severe. That's very severe. Severe, severe. I mean, I'm seeing, listen, you can't tell how severe it's going to be based on reflectivity, but you can tell when you get these very dark greens and you have a trough digging and you have a southern flow. You can tell how severe the models want it to be that day. And some of this looks like a moderate risk to me in early March. Like that looks like a moderate to high risk in early March. I'm not saying it's going to be, but really, really, really interesting pattern. Battle of warm and cold air constantly in here. As we get into early March, we're gonna have something special in early March, severe weather-wise. Maybe not special. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I want to get Matt's opinion. We're gonna get started here in 2 seconds. Well, we're already started. I'm gonna get to answering your questions. Let me give Mesomat a call real quick because he is our. Listen, I study all things weather, severe weather, hurricanes, climatology, winter weather, whatever, you name it. But I love talking to Matt about severe weather because it's really the only thing he cares about. It's all he thinks about. I want to get his opinion on this because it's looking crazy. Let's see if he answers.
Hello, yeah.
Hey, I'm talking to my chat, and I said, as much as I know about severe weather, all Matt thinks about is severe weather 24/7 when he wakes up and goes to bed. I've been seeing this signal obviously for a while. Getting into around March 4th, 5th, and you can't tell, and I told my chat, you can't tell what the severity is going to be based on future reflectivity, but you can tell by some of these troughs digging and these dark greens, it looks like we could get a freaking moderate in early March.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because FTC implements its new stuff on Tuesday.
I know. I watched an hour-long video on it, and I'm not going to lie, I'm still a little confused. I get it, but...
Did you watch Trey's video?
I think so. Was that...
Vector Chronicles? He did a great job.
Yes. He interviewed the meteorologist, right?
Yeah, Royals. Yeah.
I did, and I commented, great video. Yeah, he liked it. Yeah. Here's my issue with all the new guidance. I'm more concerned about how I'm going to explain it to people who may not understand it, like in chat and live streams.
Want some help?
Well, yeah, and I guess. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing for you to understand it, and it's another thing for you to relay that information when people are in your stream without it being complicated.
I'm going to probably make a homemade graphic to get my viewers. I just posted a video. I'm doing severe weather preparedness.
We'll get started in a second, guys.
Every day next week through Friday.
Okay.
We're just going to sit on live streams and run over it as many times as I can.
Yeah, you know what actually might be a good... Maybe me and you should each do a little video on it. Try to sum it up in 3 minutes.
Oh, I already have one posted. I posted one back in January about it. It's pinned to my profile.
Oh, nice. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. Put it in my Discord.
It was about a
I was gonna say it's probably hard to fit it all in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely longer than that, but it got almost 15K views, so it's not bad.
That's good. Yeah, guys. They're gonna be. There's new severe weather guidance this year. The way that they label our risk zones from marginal to high, they're much more detailed. So you'll be able to understand what your odds are of significant severe weather, and from hail to wind.
Basically, the best way to explain it is you're still going to have your regular probabilities, but they're adding a conditional hatching, meaning like what's the worst case scenario that could happen in a given day. Mm-hmm. If that helps at all. Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about it, but I've been so busy. But we'll talk about it. All right. But you see that too. I mean, right now it looks like we could. I'm not going to say a high, but
the Euro signal and the GFS signal are both latching on to it.
Yeah, and the GFS was latching on first, and the Euro's agreeing now. So there you go.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What's up with my winter storm this weekend? Why am I getting winter weather?
Yeah, and I was just telling chat too. I was talking to you about it the other day, but everyone was talking about this barrage of extremely heavy snow. That I don't think is really going to happen, but there is going to be some Midwestern snow, and there may be some Ohio Valley snow. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. What, tomorrow for you?
Right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe a little wintry mix. Maybe you end up with a surprise inch.
I don't want any of that.
What's the National Weather Service thing for you right now? I actually want to look at that real quick. What's their update? Yeah, they're not putting anything down in your area.
Yeah, nothing at all.
What's the HRRR doing? That model likes to get a little spicy sometimes. Let's see. 12Z. HRRR is trying to put a tiny bit down. Yeah, it's probably going to be a wash.
Yeah, and then you're seeing Sundays, right?
Let's see. Let me go back to my.
Monday.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It doesn't look like much to me. None of it looks like. The GFS keeps thinking this is going to be. Wow, the GFS. Yeah, the GFS. I can't agree with that, dude. And it's hard because the GFS just had such a great performance. It's hard not to take it seriously, but to me, I don't.
Showing ice where my temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing too. Like, there's no sort of like warm or cold nose going on here. This is like zonal as it's moving over you. So I don't know where this cold or warm air aloft injection is coming from. So but I guess that's something to watch. But it is interesting. You have two little pushes of wintry weather back to back for central to southern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. All right.
Hey, by the way, day 7 to 8 on SPC, they are watching for probabilities. We could get a day 7 to do day 8 here for next week.
I actually wanted to pull up, and before I go and I talk to my chat, let me pull up. I posted it this morning, but the CSU. Have you looked at CSU? Because I like how they get ahead of it. Oh my gosh, it's completely blank. Even the 3 to 8 day? No, there's something on March 1st, but on day 5, but it's barely anything. Barely.
If you get a chance to look at the wording on day 4 through 8 on SPC, it says day 7 and day 8. It says organized severe weather. It looks very possible next week, but probabilities are unconditional this time to issue.
Okay. I think CSU is gonna pop off tomorrow morning.
I will too. I do too.
Yeah, this sudden stratospheric warming event too. I got to get back to chat. This sudden stratospheric warming event, dude. We're getting a wind reversal in 3 days in the stratosphere.
I did see that. Yep.
And then we may not even go. I mean, we're gonna be floating at 0. I mean, dude, late. This is gonna be severe weather for the first maybe 15 days of March, and then I think around March 20th we flip into a complete Arctic blast, cold air push for 2 weeks, maybe pushing into April. The 500 millibar map looks like it's going to favor the Ohio Valley too.
Love that. Thanks, Connor.
Yeah. You're going to get a tornado and then a blizzard in March. Mark my words. Actually, mark my words. Kentucky, you're getting a tornado and a blizzard. I'm sorry, in the month of March. All right, dude. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Sounds good, bud.
Peace. I'm half joking. I think the Ohio Valley gets significant, not severe weather. You always get severe weather in February and March, but significant severe weather, and potentially a significant snowstorm in March. It's gonna be. All right, I'm back to chat. Let's go. Marissa, Pearly, Patrick, KJ. I hope you guys took something from our conversation and I wasn't just ignoring you. Tina, Jima, Tickle Life. Appreciate you guys. Lots of interesting stuff going on. All right, I want to get to you guys, but remember, and we're also going to get to our temperature outlook. But first, we have to roll the intro. Ow. Take it to the bank, cash it. I'm always right. I've never been wrong about anything in my entire life. Everything I've ever said has come true.
We look a lot at the moon.
There it is. They look at the moon for our winter forecast. We've had 4 or 5 wiener wrist zones this week. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Daddy needs some coffee.
Bob donated $1,000 and says, Connor, you are the best weatherman, and you're very tall, smart, and handsome.
Thanks, Bob. All right, anyways. So, here's your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. For those of you who are saying, hooray, winter's over. Calm down, like I said. Calm down. Why is everything turned off here? Hey, my voice is so quiet. Oh, I didn't adjust my settings. YouTube, is my voice louder now? Oh my gosh, I didn't adjust any of my settings. What the heck? Okay, is that better? That should be better. Wow. All right, that should be better. Love the intro. Thanks, Thomas. So there's your 6 to 10 day forecast. All right, give me 2 more minutes and I'm gonna take your questions. We'll do it. 8 to 14, 3 to 4 week. Now, 3 to 4 week, not so sure about this, but neither is the Climate Prediction Center. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen 3 to 4 weeks out. But there's not a sudden stratospheric warming event that's going to occur. Just so everyone understands at this point, I want to make it very clear. A major sudden stratospheric warming event is occurring right now. It's not an if or a when. It is occurring. It's how long does this last? Because your winds around the stratosphere are supposed to be up here. I talk about this every stream when we have sudden stratospheric warming event, SSWE. They're down here. They're going to go down here. Our winds in the stratosphere above the North Pole are going to stop moving. And then they're going to start moving in the other direction. Yes, you heard me correctly. And when that happens, all HE double hockey sticks is going to break loose in the stratosphere. And that cold air is going to begin its long journey down into the mid layers of the troposphere in the mid latitudes, probably as we get around March 20th. That's my guess. But whatever, I just go here. Who knows? Let's take a look at the European weeklies. Oh man, we're hot. What happens around March 20th? Oh my God, we start getting cold out east. Yeah, I think that's right. I think the one problem with this, I think this is it's taking too long for that cold air to move in. I mean, this is saying it doesn't get cold maybe until the 26th of March. Yeah. Yep. Severe weather-wise, this looks pretty impressive. I mean, we get into, this could be a severe weather day we get into March 3rd. That could be severe weather. March 4th, March 5th, March 6th, March 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. I mean, March 3rd to March 11th could be a week straight of severe weather. Maybe significant severe weather. And then we're pushing out towards March 12th, and we have a really nice setup for more severe weather through here. Temperature gradients. I don't know if we're going to have that much of a dry line yet, but very, very, very interesting severe setup. So, yeah. All right, let me get to answering questions. What's going on, everyone? What's considered cold at the end of March? I think at the end of the March, we could have mid-February temperatures. I think we could have like February 10th to February, like, let's call it February 7th to February 14th type temperatures. 30 to 40 degrees below average in March would do that for you. Well, we'll do even more than that. That could be late January temperatures. Temperatures where it could snow in the Carolinas. Late March, early April. Maybe northern Georgia, northern Alabama, north Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. We've had snow in Texas, central Texas in April before. You need a major sudden stratospheric warming event in March. Guess what? We're getting it. Doesn't guarantee you snow, but You want a better chance. Percent for a guess. Percent chance for a guess. Snow in central New... That didn't make any sense, Justin. Snow in central New Jersey past March 20th. I don't know about decent accumulation, but there's... yeah, I think you're going to get the temperatures back in New Jersey to put good snow on the ground if your moisture's there. You know, I can't predict what the moisture's availability is going to look like at the end of March, although it does look like we're going to have energy off the Pacific based off our weeklies. So I think there will be moisture available, but yeah, I mean, we're going to be transitioning from an extremely warm period to an extremely cold period and that's going to promote a powerful storm, probably one with severe weather on the southern end of it. You know, this is what can happen with your March storms and your April storms. Severe weather on the southern flank and then a big major snowstorm on the northern flank. Yeah. It's just like in the beginning of winter, you can get these big winter storms with ice, severe weather, and snow. As you get into spring, those type of storms come back. Severe weather, ice, and snowstorms. How's the severe weather chances looking for southern Indiana coming up? Severe weather chances are looking pretty likely out here. All right. Pretty likely out here. You could probably extend that circle a little bit more. I'm not just looking at where this precipitation is right now, by the way. I'm actually more taking a look at our analogs and just understanding what's going to occur. Here's our analog. I mean, here's a good analog, but I'm not completely agreeing with it. Oh, my donations.
Southern Indiana severe weather.
Wait. $2 super chat from Casey. Southern Indiana severe weather. I appreciate you. Yeah. You're gonna have a few chances for severe weather likely through the first couple weeks of March. 100%. Wait, did I miss a super chat earlier? Santino, $2 super chat. Any more big snowstorms for New Jersey? I think there's another snowstorm for New Jersey. I appreciate you, Santino. I just don't know if it's going to be big. I expect New Jersey to get another storm that drops 4+ inches. Maybe 6+. We'll see. Any snow in Dallas or in March? Hey, again, it's possible I can't look forward that far. There's nothing in the forecastable future, but it's the only chance you'd have a possibility for snow as you get into mid to late March is if we have what's occurring right now, which is a sudden stratospheric warming event, polar vortex break. Disruption, major polar vortex disruption, stratospheric polar vortex disruption. Chasing season, yeah. I need another snow day in State College, PA. Yeah, this last one didn't do much for you, huh? Middle Tennessee's looking spicy in the beginning of March. I'll tell you that. Looking spicy. Snow coming next week for Boston? A little bit, probably. I don't expect much. I think the GFS has been overdoing everything. You got the GFS and the Euro liking this little Sunday afternoon snow. Maybe it puts down 2 to 4 inches for someone up there. Then we finally get a nice warm up for you guys as we get to March 5th, March 6th. Severe weather, Fort Worth. I mean, yeah, you could see where our signal is on the analogs I'm showing. It's not a bad signal for Dallas Fort Worth coming up here. What do you think? It's a pretty good signal in here. Based off some strong analogs. This is about 10 to 12 days out. Pretty strong signal. Corey, I appreciate you. Which global model do you think has performed the best this winter? Well, the Euro, but it always does. The Euro has had more mistakes this year than I remember last year, though. More like glaring mistakes. One of the ones was the winter storm we had early in the season that put big snowfall through here. Remember that one, guys? Where like Kentucky, everyone got big snow in the BSC. The Euro had that thing down here for so long. The Euro didn't get this last one right at all. It had to course correct literally 48 hours before and actually bring it into shore. Not even 36 hours. So the Euro's had its faults. Overall, it's always going to be the Euro right now, though. The European AI did the best on snow overall, though. We had some time left. CFS for they're not making a new CFS, are they? I hope not. We don't need a new CFS. Let me see. What's our CFS showing? You guys want to have some fun and look out? Let's just do this for fun. Let's just do this for fun, okay? No one actually pay attention to what this shows, okay? We're just doing it. We're just having fun. This is the CFS. Don't actually pay too close attention to this. Here we go. What? Oh, yeah, guys. Major winter storm for Charlotte, North Carolina, and Nashville. Look at this major winter storm, guys. In 6 days. 5 to 6 days, guys. That's what the CFS thinks. What do you guys think? You guys think the CFS is correct? Mezzo, look at the CFS. Like, what is this thing on? All right, let's see. CFS wants severe weather, too. CFS is crazy. All right, I just wanted to see what was going on there. Oh, NTX, what'd you mean? What'd you mean? Mezzo, I appreciate you. Corey with the Galaxy. Holy crap. NTX, explain yourself. Corey with the Galaxy. I seriously really appreciate that, man. Thank you. NTX, explain yourself. Solar, we always get skipped out on because I'm just north of the river and the Ohio River be messing with severe weather. I've heard that. I've heard that the Ohio River does mess with severe weather. Who did I hear that from? New York City snow chances for the next week. I mean, you're probably going to get snow. I don't expect you to get any major snow. Take a look at our updated national blend. Let's push you out east. Winter. Snow totals. Actually, let's go to Mid-Atlantic. Here is what the national blend thinks for you over the next... We'll go out to 7 days. 7 days. The national blend's actually increasing odds a little bit. 4.5 inches in here. 5 inches. I'm still not so sure I agree with this. I think it's overdoing this. What's our other national blend looking at? Yeah, look, the national blend's increasing odds here. It's got to be weighing the GFS heavy. Let's take a look at what the Euro thinks. Unless the Euro just decided to pump out snow out of nowhere. That's what the Euro thinks over the next 6 days. Snow-wise. I can't help but think that some of these models are overdoing it. Winter's not over yet. I don't think winter's really going to be over until like April 7th through the 14th for some people. Well, I live in Minneapolis. Winter's not going to be over till like the end of May, but... Even the snow? Well, that's kind of crappy. When they say we are going to get 12 inches, we get edged over by the warm air and the sleet wins every time. Listen, if you're in Ohio, the entire state of Ohio has seen above average snow this year. Like, the entire state. So I don't think you've gotten screwed this year at all. I'm pretty sure it's like the entire state. I'll confirm that for you in a second, though. Yeah, pretty much. The entire state. Besides someone who's right here. Does anyone know what that is? Does anyone know what that city is right there? Let's see. Besides, looks like Bowling Green. Besides Bowling Green, everyone has done great in Ohio. Looks like Bowling Green. I think so. No, that'd be like, yeah, Waterville, Bowling Green maybe. Besides you guys, everyone's done great. But I get what you're saying. You've probably gotten less than everyone else. Oh, you're right above Louisville? Oh, you probably have it. Oh, yeah, that you're more like around average snow there. Oh, wait, you're talking about Indiana? Oh, I thought you were talking about Ohio. Oh, it's the Ohio River. Duh. The Ohio River runs through here. Oh my God, I'm stupid. Yeah, that's where I heard it. I heard it from Matt because Matt has said the same exact thing about the Ohio River. And Matt doesn't lie to me. Let's see. No, you guys have done good. You guys have gotten slammed. You guys have gotten slammed this year. At least it looks like it. Yeah, you guys have had a good winter. Are we gonna have another big snow in Upper Indiana? I don't think in the short term. But again, we're gonna get a very snowy pattern that probably favors. My thoughts right now. I was gonna put a March forecast out, but I've spent so many lives and I've talked about March in so many of my videos. It's like basically I have put a March forecast out. My thoughts are as we get towards the March 20th time frame, we're gonna get our 500 millibar heights favoring this area for very cold and snowy conditions again. So someone's going to get a late snowstorm through here. I think you're a perfectly fine position in Indiana for that. Another reason I hate the term Ohio Valley. Well, yeah, the valley encompasses like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would say like 8 states. Right? Like this is the Ohio Valley. Why is it called the Ohio? I feel like it should be like the Kentucky Valley, if anything. The Kentucky's like the center of the Ohio Valley. No? Am I crazy? Most of Ohio isn't in the Ohio Valley, in my opinion. Like southern Ohio's in the Ohio Valley. Did you just say New York's in the Ohio Valley? Why was I circled? So are you saying we have another shot for Philly snow? A little bit here in the next 7 days. The Euro doesn't see much. National blend, which is a good thing to look at, sees another maybe 4 to 5 inches into Philly. I think that's overdoing it, though. But yes, I actually think at the end of March, though, we're going to get a big snowstorm again for someone here out in the eastern portion of the U.S. Maybe 1 or 2 storms there. Am I going over the new GFS? Yeah, it's loading right now, isn't it? I think it should start to pull back from snow, but we'll see if it does. Kentucky needs rain. That's it. Well, Kentucky's about to get a ton of rain. Let's look at our surface precipitation anomalies over the next 5 days. Let's look at anomalies. Oh, I think we have to go out 7 days. There, it starts to come through. 10 days. Oh, this is push north. This is push north, actually, from when I was looking at this yesterday. Interesting. Here's our 5-day precipitation anomalies. Yeah, Kentucky's still dry. 10-day. This was looking like it was going to be a little bit more south here. It's kind of like shoved a little bit north. Mesomat said Wompter-copter. What? Okay, cool. Stop spamming. Mute account. 5 minutes. You're in timeout. Let's see. What do you think of my question, Emmanuel? Wait, Solar, what's your question? Let me ask this, Connor. Why do you think the Ohio River runs and kills severe storms just north of it in southern Indiana, as an example? You know, a lot of times you learn a lot more about the how the weather works in certain areas by living in it. Like, I really didn't understand how these storms worked in Minnesota until I lived here, and I got a whole different understanding for them. And yeah, like I said, Matt's explained that Ohio River. Well, here's the thing. any sort of change in topography, are there areas of the Ohio River that get pretty steep? Any change in topography is going to mess up your vorticity and your surface rotation and shear. That's why you have such a better chance of getting spin ups over the plains, because there's no sort of rough topography messing with it. And I feel like the Ohio River has some pretty steep edges to it, and I think it affects and it de-amplifies some of the rotational shear and not velocity and vorticity that's happening when storms move over it, when wind moves over it, or air moves over it. That'd be my guess. Yeah, I'm looking forward to covering severe weather this year too. What happened in Chicago? What did happen in Chicago? Did I miss something? Washington, D.C., rain tomorrow. It looks like you're probably going to get some rain tomorrow. May not be too heavy, but probably a little bit of rain tomorrow, yeah, as you get into the afternoon, evening. Severe weather for Kansas City. There's a time frame ahead here that looks like we're going to try to get some severe weather into Kansas City. I'd say so. I would say so. The latest GFS is loading. We can take a look at that. That looks severe for Kansas City right there. March 4th. Well, let's take a look at the latest GFS. It's starting to load a little bit. All right, no surprise. It took away the snowstorm. Here's the 18Z. Big snow. Here's the 12Z. Here's the 12Z. Big snow. Notice, friends. I wasn't hyping this up at all or making a video on it. I didn't buy this for 1 second. Jot that down. I actually did say this in was it my stream or my video yesterday? I said, I think it was my video 2 days ago. I said, I have to go with the Euro. I don't think there's going to be enough moisture here up top. I wouldn't expect much there, but let's look at the latest GFS and let's push out a little bit further. You could get a little snow still in Philly and New Jersey, but I just don't expect much because I don't want you to be disappointed. Although I hope I'm wrong for those of you who want more snow. That moves out. We get more snow. Again, this is going to be disappointing in my opinion. I just think this is going to be disappointing as well. Now, this is still interesting what's happening here, I will say. Late Sunday into Monday, Tuesday. We'll call it late Sunday through Tuesday. This is still interesting. The Euro has tried to give this some oomph for a little bit. There it is. It's the one thing the GFS and Euro have agreed on. So I would say significant snow. Let's watch that Sunday night and Monday. I think there's something to this. I do think there is. No more snow. I can't control if there's more snow or not. I can just tell you if I think it's coming or not. Fave Graham, I appreciate you. I lived in Jersey for most of my life and moved away 2 years, and then I had to sit here and see the past snow hammer them. Yeah, well, I was living in Levittown, Pennsylvania 7 months ago, and Levittown, Pennsylvania got over 21 inches of snow in this last storm. I was living there literally 7 months ago. New York City has received 7 more inches of snow this year so far than us in Minneapolis. We're only at 37 inches here. Can you guys imagine only having 37 inches of snow in February? Like, what a disappointing year. Connor, is that more sleet and ice for Kansas or more snow? Let's see. What are we looking at? Were we looking at the latest GFS? This is probably too far west. This should probably be happening over here, in my opinion. But it's interesting. This is only about 93 hours out. We'll watch this closely. I think we'll know a lot about this at the 12Z tomorrow. If the Euro and GFS still agree on something forming here, I think we'll know a lot about this at the 12Z tomorrow. We'll have some confidence finally. What made you switch to Weatherbell? Well, the graphics are just way cleaner. The graphics are cleaner. I think it has a lot more fun. It can do a lot more. I don't know. Let's look at the radar on here. Okay, look at this radar. Look at the setup. and then you compare it to pivotal weather. Let's go to the Euro on pivotal weather so we can be fair. I don't know. The pivotal weather, it looks fine. It looks fine. It looks fine. Personally, I like how this looks better. I think it's cleaner. Pivotal weather also offers a lot more parameters, and it's much easier to move through regions and different models and stuff. You also have got like everything from teleconnections to climate reanalysis, real-time analysis, and then you've got all your charts and forecasts and stuff. So I don't know. I just think it offers a lot. The climatological stuff that Weather Bell offers is awesome, which is why I love using it for winter. But pivotal weather is good for certain things. I like pivotal weather for severe weather. I think it has some better aspects. I'll probably be using pivotal weather actually a little bit more in spring. I usually do use it more for severe weather. Yeah, Weather Bell just looks cleaner, right, Kyle? It's more pleasant on the eyes, and runs a little bit smoother. Okay. GFS just moved a lot. Yeah, here you go. GFS still has this. So this is something we're gonna watch, maybe take seriously. We'll have to see what the 0.00Z, the Euro, does tonight. What's happening at the 500 millibar layer here? Maybe we should take a look at that. Okay, there's no negative NAO here. So, and there's not even any sort of there's not even a chance there's a negative NAO here. So, this is going to be a storm that runs off the coast. We're not going to have this thing tilting like a blizzard again, but it could be a heavy clipper. You can get a quick 6 to 12 inches with this. We'll see. The Euro isn't too bullish on this yet, so we're gonna wait. Is Philly really hitting 70 degrees next Friday? I think Philly could hit like 75 next Friday. It's gonna get hot. Like I said, everyone's gonna be like, winter is done, and I think we get into the third week of March, and it's gonna trip everyone out because I expect we'll finally get that cold air from the sudden stratospheric warming event. In my opinion, the most snow Philly could see in the next, on the high end, the most snow Philly could see in the next couple of weeks, on the high end, total combined, like 8 inches. I think Philly maybe sees like an inch or two over the next 2 weeks. I think all of these storms are being overdone. But if there's anything that's going to make me wrong, it's going to be this one. Sunday into Monday. It'll be that one. Yeah, I think the National Blend is overdoing this. Here's the National Blend again. There you go. It's trying to put 5 to 7 inches out here. I can't fully get on board with that. That's over. This is over like the next 2 weeks. All right, let's go back to the GFS so we can watch this thing load in. Here's your GFS snow through almost 6 days. There you go. Here's the latest GFS. Northeast doesn't need any more snow. I know you guys don't. You're telling me. You want to see how much snow everyone's gotten this year? Let's take a look at the Northeast. Yeah, Boston's gotten a cool 50 plus inches, 50 to 60 inches. Most of Long Island's sitting at over 40 inches. Yeah, New York City is sitting at about 43 inches. Philly's sitting at about 27 to 30 inches of snow this season. Where I was living in, I wonder where I was living in Levittown, how much snow they've received. Let's see here. PA, Pennsylvania. Yeah, 36 to 40 inches there. Crazy. And, oh my God, that's like how much we've received here. Let's take a look. Let me go back up to the Northeast. Some crazy numbers here. You know, look at this 104 out here. Look at this, Watertown, 120, 104 here. What are we looking like? Baltimore's received good snow. I mean, Baltimore's received above average, about 18 inches. It looks like DC's received about 12 to 13 inches, 12 to 14 inches. Pretty good snow totals for the East. Getting back to the Central. Yeah, this is I think this is actually a little bit. Let me actually move into Minnesota real quick. 1 second. Yes, so it said Minneapolis. I saw that AccuWeather posted Minneapolis has received 37 inches of snow. I think this is right because I've been calculating each storm, and I live in Metro Minneapolis, and there's not that big of a difference in Metro. Most storms dropped similar snow in the areas. I agree with this. I think we're right around 30 inches in Minneapolis, which is we're running a little behind. We got really far ahead early on, and then we froze in January into early February, and we were way too cold to see snow. Here's the entire United States. Where is all the snow in here? And all the low elevation in here? No snow. That is rough. Must feel bad to be right there as well. Right there. Right there. Who did I circle? Look at this. Look at these little snow holes right here. Will Minnesota see any more snow this year? Yes. 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 Minnesota averages snow in inches of snow in March, April, and actually averages a little bit of snow in the beginning of May as well. Minnesota's winter isn't over for 2 months. Yes, we'll get more snow. We'll definitely probably get a somewhat of a decent snowfall as we see this transition mid-March or late March from cold to warm. We'll get a nice boundary through. I think we'll get a big snowstorm as we get late into March in Minnesota. Could we get one before that? Yeah, but I think the big one's coming in late March for us. But we'll get more snow, yeah. Minneapolis. A large portion of Minnesota, likely. Squishy, what's going on? Will New York City snow this year? Funny one. Will the temperatures in the mid-Atlantic in a week be in the 70s? Yes. Yes, very likely. Yes. 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 Here's our best analogs for temperatures. Top 5 analogs of all time. Top 5 times that the atmosphere had similar conditions to what it does right now. What did it lead to? This. Top 5 best analogs led to this type of weather. We're talking 10 to 15 degrees below average as an average. And then here's as we get into the second week of March. Yeah, you're going to get hot. You're going to get hot, but that's not going to be the end of winter. At least not in my opinion. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the subs. Thank you, guys. Yeah, join the... Soul, are you in the Discord? Oh, yeah, you have been. Yeah. I thought so. St. Louis outlook for the week. Should I do a speed round, guys, and just answer as many questions as I can? A little bit of moisture moving over St. Louis right now. You're going to start to get warm. We'll see what happens. Watch out Saturday. It doesn't look like it's going to be much for you guys, but some pretty boring weather likely for you guys until we get into Sunday. You can see what the Euro does here. The GFS sees the same thing. So there's model consensus Sunday evening into Monday morning for some sort of winter storm. Will you get snow from this? I don't think so. But wintry mix, ice, I think that kind of stuff's on the table. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday looks sloppy. Yeah. So boring for the next few days, but then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday could get interesting with some winter weather. And I don't know if I'd call it winter weather, but some wintry mix and then some thunderstorms Monday to Tuesday. All right, fine. We're going to do a speed round, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can, all right? Philadelphia temps next week. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at our temperature anomalies. Well, they're going to be cold. You're going to have more cold blasts coming for you guys. I can already tell you that. I don't need to look at this, but here you go. This is getting into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And let's push out a little bit further. Wednesday, Thursday. You guys might not finally complete your warm up until next Friday, and then it's going to stay warm for a while in the mid-Atlantic. All right, listen, we're gonna do the speed round, okay? I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer, and I'm gonna answer as many questions as I possibly can from you guys. Again, if you ask about a small town or a county in the middle of nowhere that I've never heard of, I'll probably have to skip it because I'm doing a speed round, trying to answer as many questions as possible, and don't have time to look everything up. But if you want to tell me, hey, South Central Kansas, Northeastern Kentucky, or 20 miles from this major city, or 30 miles west of this mission, you can tell me where it is geographically without telling me the name of it if you don't think I know the name of the town or county. All right. You guys ready? Speed round. Let's do it.
Speed round initiated.
All right, here we go. Central Oklahoma, severe weather next week. There's definitely a chance for severe weather next week in Central Oklahoma. Yes. All right. DC, Baltimore area, snow next Monday. I don't think you're going to see snow next Monday. Let's be honest with you. You could, but I don't think you're going to. I think GFS is a big fat liar. Is North Texas winter over? There's a major sudden stratospheric warming event. There's a sudden stratospheric warming event going on right now. It's a major one. So it's hard to tell. It's going to get very cold across the states. A big portion of the states as we get into late March, it looks like. So hold on to your horses, Texas. Pun intended. How's Chicago looking for severe weather? First and second week of March. I think most severe weather is going to stay to your south, but it's possible we get some up there. Severe weather tomorrow? I don't think we're going to get any severe weather tomorrow, but if we had any, it'd probably be out towards Tennessee. Probably, I don't even think we get any in the North Carolina. Probably out towards Tennessee, Northern Georgia, Northern Alabama, but nothing looks severe. It's general thunderstorms. It's possible you get a severe storm with that. Cleveland winter storm. We'll see. Sunday into Monday, we'll see. We'll see what the models want to do here. The GFS is still showing something threatening here, but we'll have to see if the Euro agrees. Here's the latest GFS. Still trying to put something good down there.
Any chances for snow in the mid-Atlantic in the upcoming week?
Holy
cold in mid and
smokes.
late March enough for it to snow. Go Ravens.
Go Ravens. Yeah. $10 super chat from Harry. Harry, I appreciate you. I don't expect, again, Sunday and Monday. If you're gonna get snow, it's gonna be Sunday and Monday. I don't expect much before it. I don't expect any much, if any, before it or after it. Once we get the 0-0Z Euro tonight, I think that the 0Z Euro is still not going to agree with the GFS and being this aggressive. So if we get snow from this, I think maybe you get like 3 inches into Philly max, or into the Mid-Atlantic portion. No, I don't know why I said Philly. Into portions of the Mid-Atlantic, maybe 3 to 5, maybe 3 to 5. If you get lucky with it, I don't think this is going to be a big storm. I never saw big storms moving out here, regardless of what a bunch of people on YouTube told you was going to happen over the next week. Again, this is the one opportunity we have Sunday into Monday, maybe into Tuesday. We'll see. The Euro still doesn't like it. Remember, we're 90 hours out and there's no model consensus on it. That's not good. Harry, I appreciate you. I took my like back. No Ravens. Yeah, Leanne. Is winter over for Nebraska? No, not likely. You guys are gonna get pretty hot here for a while. You're gonna think you are. It could be, because I do think that the 500 millibar is going to favor out here once that cold air returns. I should say out here, but hey, Omaha, I don't know. Eastern Nebraska, I don't think your winter's over. What do you think it would warm up for good in southern central Virginia? For good? Past April 10th, maybe. Maybe a little bit further. Second half of April. We're going to have a decent warm-up here, though, for a while. Baltimore winter over after next week? No. Is New Jersey done with snow? I don't think so. I think you guys still have a little bit more on the table. A little bit left in the tank. I don't expect another major snowstorm out there, though. Not the visor. I don't know, though. Someone's gonna get a big snowstorm late March or in early April out east. So it's hard to say that it's not gonna be you guys. But when would you expect more tornado weather to start? Midwest Ohio. We could get some in the second week of March up there. Yeah. Kyle, West Central Indiana. Severe probabilities beginning. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Models are starting to look favorable out there. I agree with you. Late March to April temp outlook for southern Connecticut. That's when I think it's going to get extremely cold again. I think you're going to feel like February in southern Connecticut during that time frame. A cold February. What's the shoreline of Connecticut look like? Are we getting screwed again? No, I don't think you guys are going to get a ton of snow over the next week. And then you're finally going to get a really nice warm-up as we push out past March 5th and 6th. That should last at least a week or two.
Time frame for another snowstorm in J.
$2 super chat from Santino. Time frame for another snowstorm for New Jersey. Listen, you could have it Monday. This Monday coming up. I don't expect it to be significant. If that doesn't happen, you'll have a chance probably at the end of March once we get that cold air back down. But we'll see. I think the GFS has clearly been overdoing all the snow that's been thinking, and I want to see the latest Euro update to see if it has any sort of agreement with this. The national blend clearly sees a bunch of models still showing this type of setup here. I just am not buying this quite yet. I'm not buying this quite yet. It's possible. It's possible. We're gonna have some pretty cold air diving it down here, and we're gonna be pretty warm down here. So it's possible that there's gonna be a gradient here for a winter storm, but it's just overdoing it, I think. Omaha snow forecast. I don't really see any in your short to mid range, but I think eastern Nebraska has, unless this gets, I don't see it. I think eastern Nebraska still has a decent snowstorm left for it. I do. Let's see. I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we just got. Yes, I'm there too, Tim. We warm up tomorrow, though. It was cold today, last couple days. We'll make up for DC to Baltimore. You think you're going to get that late storm, PB? OKC in late March, it's tough because will that cold air, like analogs like the cold air further out east from the stratospheric warming event. But who knows? It could be that's what our analogs have shown. But it could affect the southern plains. That's on the table still, late into March. There's severe weather on the table for most people in the Ohio Valley, Southern Plains, and Southeast. So yeah, is South Atlanta, Georgia going to get any severe weather? You're probably going to have one or two shots of. You're probably going to be in one or two risk zones here in the coming weeks. Pretty positive of that. Appreciate you, Santino. Do you have an early prediction for hurricane season? Well, we're going to be entering hurricane season in an end zone neutral. So if it's going to be an active one, it better be up front. Because I do think we're going to be trying to get into a decent El Nino as we get out towards September and October. And El Ninos, they really crank up the shear in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. And they make it really hard for hurricanes to make any sort of landfall or have any sort of effect on the states. So if we're going to have an active hurricane season, it's going to be an active upfront hurricane season, in my opinion, which is unlike what we've seen the last 2 years where we've had quiet starts to the season and really aggressive ends to the season. Love hurricane season. You think Louisville has a chance at snow this weekend? Yeah, but yeah, you 100% have a chance. I feel like you're going to be more of a mix and ice though if this happens, but I do want to see what the Euro says. What does El Nino do to severe season? Well, it doesn't matter because we won't be in an El Nino and severe season. We're going to be in an Enzo neutral for all of spring, which is the most aggressive Enzo to be in for severe weather. So if you like severe weather, you've got to – we're in the best Enzo. We're going to be in the best Enzo for it. If you hate severe weather, well, I'm sorry. El Ninos. El Ninos can provide a lot of instability. I think Enzo neutral to La Ninas, you have a higher chance of extremely severe events because there's much more of a pressure and temperature gradient that's presented across the plains in Ohio Valley in a La Nina and Enzo neutral. El Nino, you can get a lot of instability, but a lot of rain, cooled air, and moisture in the south, and that can stifle some of your major severe days because you get washed out. You know, in El Nino, you typically get a more active subtropical jet stream across the south, and you get a lot more rain, a lot more precipitation, but that doesn't always. That can cause for some good instability, but that's not always going to cause for that's you could get more severe weather, but less severity with the severe weather, in my opinion. In an El Nino, Enzo neutral is just very. Obviously, the jet streams don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of clashing of separate air boundaries in an Enzo neutral, so they're pretty active severe weather seasons. They're the most active typically. And yeah, you get some interesting troughing with La Ninas, obviously. Cold air troughing. See you, Emmanuel. Later. Do you think Western Long Island can get severe weather anytime? I don't see. Well. No, I mean, you guys are going to get warm. It's possible. I don't really see that quite yet. It's possible, but I don't really see that until maybe April. I'm in Arkansas. I have no choice but to love thunderstorms. Yeah, you better. You get a lot of them. That's giving me a plan to start lightly chasing this year. I always say if I didn't have kids, I'd start chasing. Any snow for central Minnesota anytime soon? A little bit. We've got some clippers running through the northern or through the upper Midwest potentially, but there's nothing major here. If we're gonna get a major snowstorm, we need to wait. We need to wait until after all this warmth right here. All this warmth right here. We need to wait until after this breaks, because when this breaks, you're gonna get cold air and you're gonna get a ridging out here, and that's when you get your big storms through the plains and up towards the upper Midwest. So I'd watch out towards the third week of March for Minnesota to receive a blockbuster snowstorm potentially. Yeah, Minnesota had a great start to the year. We were running above average all the way until like midway through January, and then we got cold, so cold that we didn't see snow for a month straight. But I wouldn't worry too much. I think, like, for instance, Minneapolis is at 30 inches. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up finishing closer to 50. I think there's a lot more snow left. Any more snow for South Jersey? There's a small chance you get a little bit of snowfall. You know, Monday or Tuesday or Monday. It looks like the storm, but I think if we have any more significant snowfall, it's actually going to be more towards the end of March for Jersey, because it's going to get so cold. We're going to have February cold at the end of March, I think, for that region. March 7th in the D.C. area. It's a little bit far out. We can take a look, though. I wonder if the latest GFS is even loaded out. Is the latest GFS even loaded out that far? Yeah, I mean, it's very likely going to be hot. I don't think it's... It's very likely going to be well above average temperatures. Precipitation-wise, we can take a look at the Euro for that time frame. You can tell they both want very warm temperatures out there. Yeah, you know, March, like I said, March like 5th, maybe even before that. March 3rd all the way through March 11th looks extremely active with severe weather across portions of the southern plain, maybe even the central to southern plains, and then all the way out east. So I'd expect warm conditions in DC that day and potential. If there's not thunderstorms, there'll be thunderstorms a day or before or after, because we're gonna have a lot of squall lines moving through DC around that time. There's a bot in my stream spamming. Not sure if there's mods in here. Thanks for letting me know, Tony. What's going on? I'll block them if I see them. Let's see. High pressure and low winds. Yeah, that'd be nice. Northwest Illinois, I swear, has less than 15 inches all season here. Really? Are you guys not doing good? Let me see. Oh yeah, Northwest Indiana is not doing good. Oh, you guys are like average compared to everyone else. See, that's the one part of Indiana that looks like it has a little bit less snow. What are your totals there? Let's take a look. Actually, let's just go over here. It's probably more than 15 inches of snow, but we'll take a look. That looks like more than 15 inches of snow. Leanne, I think we're good, Leanne. We have avalanche warnings in Idaho, but not really any snow even on the mountains. Oh, B's over there. B's over there. Look, there's portions of northwestern Indiana that have like 45 to 60 inches, but far northwest Indiana has closer to like 22 to 23. Yeah, I'm going to get off here in a second. I've been streaming a little over an hour. I know everyone, the Euro is going to come out soon, but I'm going to wake up early to post a video tomorrow morning, and I'm going to go over all this stuff in the video tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the stratospheric polar vortex, and I'm going to talk about the severe weather ahead, and most importantly, because I think this is really the most interesting thing that people are wanting to know, is what's going to happen right here, because the GFS just 3 to 4 days out has a major, I wouldn't say major, but a moderate winter storm moving across the Ohio Valley out towards the mid-Atlantic. And there's not model consensus on it yet, and we're pretty much within under 100 hours. So I'll make sure to cover that. I'll make sure to cover the severe weather, and I'll make sure to cover what's going on with we're going to get very, very hot for a little bit. I'll make sure to cover that tomorrow. Yep. Appreciate all you. Always appreciate you. Appreciate anyone who followed, subbed. Sorry I haven't been as consistent lately. Gotta work, you know? But video back out tomorrow morning, and like always, I will be updating the Discord with all the latest snow maps and temperature maps and severe weather maps and guidance and Enzo updates. Everything is going to be updated in the weather updates on the Discord tomorrow. If you guys want to look at all the stuff we look at on stream and know what the heck is going on in the short, mid, and long range, severe weather-wise, temperature-wise, winter weather-wise, whatever, tropical-wise, join the Discord. There's a link to my Discord. It's completely free, and every single one of my YouTube videos, go down to the description box in any of my YouTube videos, and you can join, or just add Connor's Climate Corner on Discord. Hop in there. We got a lot of people in there, over 600 weather enthusiasts. Lots of good conversations. All right. Like I said, I'll be posting video tomorrow, hopefully streaming tomorrow night too. I should be able to stream tomorrow night as well. So video updates in the Discord and another stream. All right. I appreciate all you. You guys are awesome, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.